Hello everyone, my name is Andre McClendon, and today I'm going to talk about how to make a moving average and stochastic trading robot. This is going to be with alerts and also with some arrows for signals. This is for beginners, guys, so let's begin. So first off, guys, here's a moving average I will be using, and basically once we cross over the moving average, we're going to be using it as a trade indication. We're using it to enter a trade, and we'll be using the stochastics to exit a trade. Once both the signal line go below 20, we'll be exiting our trade. And all you guys need to do is go to the first thing you guys need to do is go to MetaQuotes. And once you have MetaQuotes, guys, go to New, top left-hand corner, hit Next, and we're going to create our expert advisor called, say, Moving Average and Stock Trader. Alright, hit next, and then once you have that open, guys, scroll down and hit enter on the top, and we're going to put our global settings first. And I'm going to explain what they mean once I get to the rest of the code. Alright, here's our global settings. Just do an int for an up, an int for a down, and int for exiting, okay? And now we're going to head to the on tick. Okay. Once on the on-tick, we're going to start creating our indicators first. Now, this is going to be very similar to the video I made earlier about moving average and the stochastics, but it's going to be a little bit differences. So first off, guys, here's our moving averages. Now, we're going to use a double. Double is basically going to read as anything as a non-whole number. So when it outputs the value, it's not going to be flat numbers. It's going to be everything like 1.0035 or something like that. And then we're going to call it moving average. We're going to use the moving average built into MetaQuotes. There's going to be IMA. Now, if you want the details on this, guys, just, look at the screen or go to your MetaQuotes reference, and you guys can look at it for yourselves. But besides that, guys, we're going to make it very simple. We're going to use null to work on all currency pairs available to the broker. We're going to use 0, and that 0 is going to indicate when you change the time frame, it's going to automatically update on the default. We use a period of 25, and we're going to run it on the close of a candle, simple moving average on the current candle. Okay? So once we do that, guys, we're going to have the rest of the indication, basically the indicators, and all we're going to do is add a dash, _1, and a 1 back here. So it's going to be on the first candle, second candle, and third candle. It's going to read back, okay? Now we're going to use the same exact thing. We're going to do stochastics. We're going to name it double, we're going to call it stochastic, and we're going to call it iStochastic. And we're going to use the default settings as 833, and we look at the settings right here, and I'll show you guys an example. Here's the moving average, 25 simple, which is 0, 0, closes are 0. And if we look at stochastics, guys, it is a very simple, same thing. 833 is going to run on 0, and simple as 0 again. So those are default settings. We use the default settings on this. So you guys can change it if you like. So now let's head back to here. This is going to be stochastics _1, so it's going to check 1 candle back, candles _2, check it 2 back. Okay. So as we get our indicators, now we're going to look at our exiting requirements. Sorry, our entry requirements, and we're going to use this bool statement. Okay. So basically for our bool statement, it's going to either read true or false, what the bool equals out to, true or false. And we're going to call it by signal entry. If the ask is above the moving average current right here, and the close of 1 is above the moving average right here, and the close of 2, moving average right here, and the close of 3 is below the moving average. Once we have that little cross point, then we'll be entering our trade, okay? Now here's our exit requirements. So once our trade keeps moving, we have our exiting requirement, and basically it's going to be bool signal exit. And once the stochastics is below or equal 20, 1 and 2 below or equal 20, and that all is happening at the same time, then we'll exit our trade. Okay. Now let's get to our first trade execution before getting to the rest of the code. So here's our trade execution. So we're going to make sure that our buy signal equals true. And that's a double equals means we're going to verify it true. And we use orders total equals 0. So if there's no orders available, there's nothing out there, then we're going to enter our trade. We're going to use an int, and we're going to call this by order _double buy underscore order, and we're going to call this order send. Now, order send has very simple, easy instructions. You just hit F1, go to meta quotes or meta reference, and you guys can look at that in detail. But we're going to use something easy. We're going to use null because it's going to work on all currency pairs. We're going to use OP buy, means execution buy. We're going to use a 0.1 lot size. Use the ask as the entry price, and our slippage is going to be 10. Our stop loss is going to, because since we're using pound yen, is going to be minus 100 pips, but our target profit is going to be plus 300 pips. We're going to use null for the comment and our magic number and pinning order 00. We're going to use clear blue color, or clear Alice blue for the color of the order. And once we enter, we're going to use our printed order, buy order, and our alert order right here. Okay. Now, when we do that, guys, we're going to create something which is different than the last code. Now, we're going to use object create. Okay, so if you want more information, hit F1 on object create and go to the reference and scroll down. This is how you can create objects. Now, we're going to be using this called an arrow up. So once we have our cross entry, we're going to be entering a arrow up and down at that point. Okay, so we're going to use arrow up plus UPP plus plus. So what that means is once it goes through and hits this information, it's going to do plus plus. So it's going to be UP0 and then UP11, UP22 every time it enters in a trade. We're going to use this object called object arrow up. Now, if you want all the objects, here is the reference for that. And we have a whole bunch of them that you can add outside that. And you can also add images too from here in this path. So we're going to run it on time 0. So the current time, and do the ask price minus 50 pips. And we're going to use the create arrow down, just make sure it says down, and do down plus plus, and then same exact thing. The ask is going to be plus 40 pips. So very easy so far. Now let's get to our exiting trade requirements. It's going to be a loop for our scanning of the trade, okay? So hit enter. Now let's break this down a little bit more. Our trade exit, we're going to make sure that if our exiting requirements are true, it says true, we're going to use a simple for loop. So what it's going to do is that once this is true, it's going to go down to the for loop and says int I. So basically we're creating this int, and it's going to equals orders total. So it should equal 1, which is available. As long as I is greater than or equal to 1, then we're going to do I minus minus, so minus 1. And then we're going to do if this order select I, right here, it's I right here, is going to be selecting our order equals true. So once we select our order, make sure that the order type is an OP buy and our symbol matches our order symbol. And if that's all true, selecting our order, we're going to do buy close, and we're going to close our order by the ticket and the lot size that was selected through here on the bid price, slippage of 10, and we're going to do a color blue. Once that's done, we're going to do object create exiting trade. We're going to create an X, where we exited the trade. And we're going to call that exiting trade, and then plus exiting plus plus. Object stop. So when we look at that object, it looks like this. Okay? And then we're going to run off the time and ask minus 3, okay? So our next thing is, guys, we're going to do some basic notes down here, just like the original code. But we're going to do the account equity, and you guys will be able to see it if the equity is positive or negative. Okay? We're going to hit compile. There's no errors. And then once again, if you guys want the code, please head to my website to get the code. And also, guys, please smash the like button while you're there and comment on this video. And for the subscriber who asked for this video, if you have any question or comments so far, you can DM me and we can talk about this more, okay? Now let's get to our trade, and then we hit stop on here and we look for our trader. It's called moving average stop for trader right here. Verify that. Yep. And now we're going to see this run. We're going to use the 1 hour current spread, and we're going to use our dates right here. Make sure it's on pause so it doesn't go really fast. I want to give you guys an example of how it looks. And so with this, guys, you're going to have learned how to create objects, also use exiting and entry requirements. So hit F8, let's change the color. Okay. And then we are going to add our moving average on these basic settings. Make sure our settings is correct. 25, yep, everything's simple. And then stochastics. All right, now we hit run. And you guys will see that, you see these double arrows that we entered? We entered the double arrows right here. We can see our equity is below since we just opened the trade. And you can tell right here that our equity is up to $161. And we just keep on going. See the little X right there where it exited the trade? Very simple, right? And that's how we can tell if we're exiting by the target profit or by our exiting requirements, okay? See how we exited right there? Took a small loss. So this is a very simple robot for beginners, guys. And I made this so I can help you guys out and give you guys some new stuff to learn. If you have any questions or comments, guys, please please drop a comment below. Join my Telegram so we can talk about trading and investing. And also, you guys, if you send me an email, we can talk more about business if you want a personal robot. But this is how you make a very basic moving average trading robot using the Stochastics to exit it. So like, share, and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video.